One of the most important things that many people are not aware of is that there has been no increase in the amount of renewable fresh water since the beginning of the world, and only 1% of this water is available for use. Every year, 25 million people lose their lives because of water shortages, and 25% of the world population are living in regions where there's a shortage of water. Water is an essential need, therefore access to fresh water is a fundamental human right. Water, beyond its vital importance for mankind, is substantial for countries' survival, economic development, and for securing their future standing. However, this precious natural resource is under threat due to its unbalanced distribution on Earth, shortages caused by rapid population growth, environmental pollution, and by the ignorant use of water throughout the world. Due to this increasing shortage of water and its unequal distribution, water has become a geopolitical resource and a commodity, impacting the international balance of power. Water resources are now, for many parts of the world, a strategic power by themselves in addition to their economic value. With these facts and increasing water problems at hand, many countries were forced to adapt more efficient and sustainable water policies. As Turkey is not one of the water-rich countries and 1/3 of its water resources are in transboundary water basins, a more efficient use of water resources would be a great strategic move. In the 21st century, water will continue to be a natural resource whose strategic importance will continue to increase, and water-related problems will be a dominant issue in international policies and the economy even more than petroleum. In short, issues about water have become the foremost topic in the international and national agenda in the 21st century due to the makeup of water, unequal distribution of water, rapid population growth and unbalanced distribution of the population, greenhouse gases, climate change, global warming, deforestation, desertification, erosion, environmental pollution, issues concerning water resources that are transboundary or have border status. Water, through perspiration, acts as a temperature adjuster for our body, allows decontamination of our body from toxic or waste materials. Water is vital. A person can live 14 days without eating, but can only live for 36 hours without drinking. Water is important not only for human life, but for all the living creatures on Earth. For the ecological balance that keeps a habitable Earth, our water resources should be protected. There is 1,400,000,000 cubic kilometers of water on Earth. 96% of this is salt water and 4% is fresh water. Only 1% of freshwater resources are located within our region. There are 22 countries that suffer from water shortage, and 14 of these are within our region. Before 2020, 2.5 billion people will suffer from lack of water. According to DSI and United Nations reports, Turkey is among the countries that have water problems. According to DIE and United Nations reports, by 2030, Turkey's population will grow over 100 million, and starting from 2025, Turkey will be one of the countries that have water shortages. According to projections about global climate models, Turkey will be under dry and hot climate conditions in 2030. Turkey is in a semi-arid region of the world, and distribution of annual rainfall is not even and regular. Between 1950 and 2010, there were irregularities in the average amount of waterfall. According to the data from 1997 Environmental Action Plan, population and water distribution in river basins are irregular. Water allocation distances are getting longer. Ankara supplies its drinking and domestic use water from a distance of 125 kilometers, Istanbul from 165 kilometers, and Izmir from a distance of 121 kilometers. Since 1927, rural population has been decreasing and the urban population has been increasing. There's an increasing demand for water due to migration to the cities. Since 1976, average temperatures have been rising in Turkey and in the world, and especially in recent years, these anomalies in Turkey are more significant and irregular. According to information from Turkey's DMI, there's been an increase in average summer temperatures since 1998. According to data between 1941 and 2007, there's a significant rising trend in Turkey's average temperatures. As a result, Turkey has to save its water to protect its water security. Turkey experiences moderate drought every 6 years and severe drought every 18 years. "56% of agricultural use and 44% of drinking and domestic use water are acquired from dams and ponds. These ponds and dams in our country are losing water due to evaporation. When we look at the annual average evaporation maps, there is evaporation between 1250 to 1500 millimeters, covering a large portion of Turkey's surface area. Evaporation rates in our country are the highest in southeastern Anatolia region and lowest in the Black Sea region. According to Longyear's 6-month period May to October total evaporation map and 6-month period May to October total evaporation map for 2007, these evaporation rates are similar. When we look at the continent's rainfall, evaporation and flow rates, 70% of the rainfall in Turkey evaporates, while Turkey's rainfall amount is lower compared to the other parts of the world. Evaporation control studies in the world have picked up speed in the 21st century. Natural solution for evaporation control. Evaloc. Evaloc reduces the amount of water loss by evaporation by 35% in stored and slow-flowing water. Evaloc controls evaporation and saves water. Water-saving material Evaloc is a more applicable and economical solution than other alternatives. Evaloc is a biodegradable substance with a gel consistency and disappears without waste within 48 hours when application is stopped. Evaloc dissolves in water and forms a thin layer of pellicle on water and feeds the area until the dosage is consumed. Evaloc is the only system in the world with this dissolving method. Evaloc has a self-diffusion feature on the surface and combines quickly to continue to save water after the effects of rain or wind. Evaloc is applied with equipment that is suitable for water surface in sufficient doses. Evaloc does not reduce the oxygen in the water. Evaloc does not affect the underwater life. Evaloc does not prevent the passage of oxygen between water and air. Evaloc does not prevent the rainwater joining the reservoir water. Evaloc has drinking water quality and creates no problem for consumption. Evaloc does not upset the ecological balance. Evaloc is certainly not toxic. Evaloc has no harm for the environment. Evaloc is not a harmful product according to EU Directive 67-548 EEC. Additional water means more green space, and more green space means more welfare. Additional water reduces the need for the construction of new dams and ponds in proportion to the amount of water that is saved. .750 kilograms application per day is enough for 1 hectare. The cost of implementation is almost negligible as there is no need for manual application. It can be applied with one SR system apparatus for each hectare. The system swims above water and provides water dispersion continuously. One piece of apparatus is needed for each hectare. Evaloc has strategic, economical and political benefits for our country. Turkey has been implementing new environmental policies for climate change and for protecting nature, and the use of Evaloc will be a big step in this direction in the international arena. Evaloc creates additional water without making an addition to existing systems and without extra operational cost. Evaloc provides benefits for policies regarding the use of water more efficiently. Creating additional water will reduce the risk of transboundary water disputes with the neighbors, and it will increase cooperation. Turkey will win in terms of water conservation and will be an example for neighboring countries. water is an indispensable resource that creates peace, brotherhood, and cooperation in the world. Evaloc has been applied in more than 100 dams and ponds in India since 1983. This practice has resulted in 9 billion litres of water saving. Countries applying this method in the world: USA, Mexico, Spain, Portugal, Greece, Italy, India, Thailand, China, Morocco, Singapore. There are 7,500 desalination facilities in the Middle East, and 4 to 8 billion cubic meters of water is desalinated every year. 60% of these facilities, which require billions of dollars to set up, are located in the Gulf countries. 30% are in Saudi Arabia, and the rest are located in other parts of the region. While desalination cost of Middle Eastern countries is $1.87 to $2.13 per cubic meter, the cost of saving water by using water-saving material Evaloc is 0.43 kurush, which is equivalent to 0.29 cent per cubic meter. In Turkey, 2 billion cubic meters of water can be saved without any cost for investments by using Evaloc. 2 billion cubic meters of water can fill 200 million water tankers. 2 billion cubic meters of water means 7 liters more drinking and domestic use water and 70 liters more irrigation water per day per person in Turkey. Our water should be saved by taking measures against water loss and unnecessary spending while acknowledging the value and importance of water. Turkey can become one of the leading countries in the region and in the world through determining policies that are needed for peace, security, and political stability. To achieve this, Turkey should use its water potential because water is vital and more precious than petroleum and metals. Let's prevent 2 billion cubic meters of water from evaporating and save $750 million each year for the future of our country.